Welcome back, everyone, to Punny Plays the Brawler, where our Codor here is not very happy, probably because Mazak here is still alive, and Isuriel here is not in very good shape because even though the venom of those spiders and skeletons is not necessarily fatal in small quantities, I suspect we've gotten more than small quantities. What do you have to say, Akador?
Though all oppose me, I shall slay a single orc should Asuriel die on this ill-omened journey.
This can't have gone any worse, Pine Punch. This terrible misadventure will have claimed another life by sunrise, and we are no closer to the accomplishing it and being done with this foolish errand. I care not for Mazak. Let the Guergal rack his body until its ending, and we shall all be better off. But the wounding of the cereal I cannot tolerate, and I will not. I would slay 1,000 spiders were it to mean saving the poor cereal, but I shall slay a single orc should she die on this ill-omened journey. Well, assuming the venom doesn't slay him first, I guess. Well then, what do you have to say?
Ha! The hidden guard? They cannot guard even themselves.
Hmm. Our chances of saying Bori dies with Mazag. What can we do? Suriel seems to have an opinion. What?
Marzok cannot die.
The hidden card cannot fail. Well, see, gauntlets. Or are they the battle type of gauntlets? Well, I'll take that one.
I know of an antidote, but
The ingredients are rare. I need an unmarked venom sac from the same brood of spiders, the Serathel, also called the black venom, and I also need a flower. The flower, Seraglos, grows upon the untended barrows in Mirkwood. It blooms only for a few days in the year and dies. There may not be any remaining this season. Oh, ultra rare flower. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Well, I guess it's time to go into the barrows. I have found the barrows. I have not found the flower yet, but I did find this. Another inscription to examine. So perhaps even if I don't find a flower, something would have come out of this. I know what came out of there. One of the undead. That's what came out of it. Right, there we go. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. One more engraved stone and a flower. Ah, that looks like an interesting engraved stone. Meaning, it's all glowy and flashy and says, "Oh, I'm quest stuff." Unfortunately, there's bagworm. Don't ask. I don't even want to know why it's called that. Probably some questions best left unanswered. Alright, so I could take that quest back then in a while. Now, let's find the flower. So I suppose I'll have to fight my way in here. At least in any places where I don't have the opportunity to sneak. Now let's find the flower. Hold on. What's that up ahead? Another engraved stone? No, it is a flower. How many different types of flowers could go wrong? I can remember I get all the way back and it says, "What? No, this is nothing like the flower I was looking for." Well, describe it better if it's not. One Cereglose flower. Good. Now, I suppose we need to find those black venom spiders. Yeah, that sounds like a real nice name. I have arrived to the lair of the black venom where I need to find 8 poison glands and 1 unmarked venom sac. That means I'm going to be finding 9 of them and one of them's going to be unmarked. Right? Something like that. At least one has to be unmarked. I don't think they're quite so discriminating in the other camp where I'll be going. There you go. There you go. Gorgrod. New deed, the wilds of Mirkwood. Now, I'm only now getting that? How am I doing on my unmarked? No, I haven't found the unmarked one yet. I'm finding plenty of poison sacs. Fortunately, the drop rate on the regular poison sacs is fairly good. Even if the other one isn't. Actually, it looks like I found the unmarked one. There you go. Howdy, spider! I guess I might as well collect the rest of these sacks. And then I guess I better turn in these quests on my way back to save Cereal. Fortunately, they don't have a little clock here ticking away that will kill her instantly if you stop by and turn in a quest somewhere else. Black Venom Ambusher. 7, and just 1 more. And then I'll be done from here. Good. Let's get out of here. I collected the spider venom for you.
What can I do for you?
Be careful with those Pine Punch. Yes, I know. One of them has to remain unmarked to help save Cereal. The venom of that brood is not so deadly as that of the Delirious herself, but it is not to be taken lightly. I know. It is similar enough that I should be able to concoct an antidote from it. Then perhaps you'll be able to defend Delirious without fear of her deadly defeat. Yeah, well...
Stay a moment.
Yeah, well, right now, that will have to wait because I've got other priorities. And by the way, I managed to kill those crows.
Negavonnen.
So there are fewer of the enemy's crow spies about? Excellent! If we can move about unseen, we have a better chance of rescuing a few of our people. I also have... Oh yes, I read those inscriptions or whatever they were.
What do you need?
I see. The runes we have discovered tell a painful tale indeed. One of the men brought by Sauron from the east was literally worked to death in the construction of his fortress here upon Amon Loch many years ago. Even in death, these men are yet forced to serve, their barrows serving as a line of defense should Golgotha be pressed. Or their bodies at least, for the Dark Lord cannot bind their spirits. Well, that's good to hear. And I also found this backpack.
Negavonnen.
What a cruel fate for such a young innocent. These look like claw marks of a black dog on the pack. There is only one spark of hope left, for we have not yet found his body. Most likely because he was torn to pieces by the black dog. Right.
Stay a moment.
Alright, well, I have an urgent matter I need to take care of first. Let's get back to Cereal. I've found the ingredients. I hope I'm in time.
You found the components.
Fine, Barvesine. She can make the antidote. Alright, fine. Up on the top of Oscaloth. Of course, way at the top. Why not at the top? I just have to go all the way up the ramp and not get lost. Looks like I'm starting to get above the height of the trees. Hey, maybe I could even see the sunlight if I go up high enough. Let's see, that is... I think it's right over here. Yeah, here it is. Up here, up here, up here. Just to confuse me. That's all that this is for. All of this is just to confuse. Good grief. Ah, the joys of Mirkwood. And I thought it was going to get a little bit lighter when I got to the top. But apparently, no. Must be too much fog to make it bright even above the trees. The joys of Mirkwood. Hello.
A sherry glass flower? How did you find this?
These bloom so rarely and under such specific conditions. Ah, Lathris it is called, and I could brew it from these ingredients immediately. But there'll only be enough for one dose. I hope that will do, right? One dose. Always only one dose. Why couldn't I find 2 flowers? Why couldn't I find 2 flowers? Why couldn't I find 2 unblemished? I know I found 8 sacks, but that's another matter. Here you go.
No, I will not take it.
You must give it to Mazog, or the hidden guard has failed. Cough, Krugsy. Ah, he fell asleep.
I have nothing to say to you. Leave us.
I can't understand how we have come to this point, saving the life of that filthy orc and allowing our friend to... Tell Gruigalas outside the door that no one is to come into Garagar. I want no one disturbing his cereal. She needs rest. The scout should also be recalled in preparation for the exchange of Mazog. In other words, he wants me to do the dangerous work since he doesn't like me right now. Oh boy. Not that they ever deter from giving me the dangerous work. Hello. Akardor says that they're not to be disturbed.
I understand. We are all doing everything we can.
I will allow no one to enter Gordagar. We're doing all that we can, alright? And...
The Maladrim sent scouts ahead to spy the lay of the land.
we will want to know what they have learned and have them return before we bring Mazog to rest the rest of the way to the gates of the fortress. Seek out the scouts Lamwin, Sweethel, and Legoland in the wild lands of Guthbags, east of here, and before the walls of Dol Guldur. Tell them to return and that the final leg of the Hidden Guard's mission will be undertaken. With the information of these scouts, we will be best prepared to effect the exchange of Mazog with the dwarf prisoners. All right. We shall do so. I found the first of the scouts. Seems rather dark here, even though the trees are thin. It's broad daylight. It's almost as if there were a terrible, evil fortress right next door. The scouts are being recalled.
The Ashen Slades are blasted and dead, and the stench of evil is everywhere.
Alright, well, give a full report over in Oscaloth. Alright, thank you. Now, let's find the second scout, who seems to be up this way, I think. Well, let's head up this way and fight the warg that is hounding me at this point. Whack. Ooh, That wasn't. Yeah, that was Helm's hammer. I would have thought that would have gotten rid of corruption there. Well, it killed him in the end, so I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. Scout number 2.
I will return to Ostgalath at once.
Good. I'm sure he wants to get away from that place as much as possible. Now for the 3rd scout. This place is peppered with orc camps. What do you say about them?
It seems likely that Garthbors will serve as the staging area for the armies of Dol Guldur.
There are a number of camps here, but the orcs are fortunately not yet massing here in great numbers. I'll report to Oscalath and share what I have learned. Alright, so long. And that means I need to get back there myself. I deliver the messages.
Your friend, the dwarf Broin? He cannot be found.
He has been missing ever since you left to recall the scouts. Akador does not want to wait for him. He says that he wants to be rid of Mazak at once and have the errand completed. Speak with me when you're ready, and I will bring you to the Hidden Guard so that we can discuss the matter with them. All right, let's go.
Tensions run high among the remaining elves of the Hidden Guard. One of their number slain, the other dying from a deadly poison. And now the dwarf Broin has disappeared on the eve of the journey's end.
What's going on here? What is the meaning of this, Pine Punch? While you were recalling the scouts on the perimeter of Dol Guldur, the dwarf Broin vanished from Gosgaloth. He told no one where he was going, and right on the eve of the exchange of Mazak for his kin. You had spoken for him. You failed to speak of his cowardice. Do all dwarves abandon their companions when the road turns treacherous? The dwarf is not coming back. We do not know that Akhardor, but it is not difficult to see. We came here for him, but only our friends have died or are dying. Akhardor? No, Kukuron, I will not be silent. Why should you do this? He speaks the truth. My kind have nothing but hatred for the dwarves. But for the elves, there was something else. There was fear. My father spoke of elves proud and terrible as foes to be feared. Where are they now? Where are they now? They stand before you. Your words are empty, prisoner. No. It was the whim of dwarves that brought you here, and they have abandoned you. This is not so, Mazak. Quell your speech, or I will quell it for you. But he's not wrong, Kukuron. Where is Broin? Broin! Ah, he returns. What now? There is little time to explain. So much I must be quick. After you gave the Lathris to Mazak, and the more I dwelt upon it, the more I came to regret the necessity. If only there was another dose. I spoke with the elf of Bavaressen atop the great tower here at Osgaloth, and she said that more unmarked venom sacs of the Southward might be found. But the Saragloss flower is so rare that finding another one would be impossible. The conditions are such a flower to grow are so specific that only if the growing season could be slowed might such a flower still be found. I walked through the forest for many hours, heralding north, and passed into the lands beyond the reach of the Golden Host. I walked and walked and walked, and just as I was about to turn around in defeat, I beheld a grave mound amongst the tangled undergrowth. A stream flowed by its side, and now and then droplets of water splashed atop the mound, where, bursting forth, grew a single flower, still in season. With the second cereglous flower and another unmarked venom sac, another dose of Lythris might be made. Yeah? And here it is! Well, that was quick. You need to drink this cereal. There we go. There. Look. Already a cereal's strength returns. The Lathris is working to fight the Guergar poison. I don't know what to say. While I railed against fate, the dwarf combed the forest many miles to find a way to save the cereal. It should have been me, Pine Punch. I can't believe I was beginning to listen to the words of this Mazog. Now there's no delays. We will go to the gates and exchange Mazog for the prisoners that he's done with him at last. Right, let's go. Back to this lovely place. Over here. I'm sorry. Give me just a moment. I walked many miles to the north in search of the flower, and though I have my father's hardiness, it was still a most taxing journey. That it ended in success, and that a cereal recovered from the guagro poison, was enough to give me further strength, but... One moment. I have my breath back in a moment. I can speak with you, yeah? I was most wrong about the dwarf brain, Pine Punch. I have come to regret my words about him, and perhaps about all dwarves. But look at him. His journey north into the far reaches of Mirkwood has taken a toll even his stout form, and he needs a rest. The guards at the gate ahead will see his exhaustion as weakness, and we can't afford that. Will you tell him to remain here in such a way to spare his feelings? Right. I shall do so. Of course, he's probably heard it. I did not want the guards at the gate to think that we're weak. They would not think so if they knew the distance that I traveled and in so short a time. I wonder if this will be the main verse of the glorious tale of Browing the Mighty after all. It did not seem so glorious when I was hurrying through the dark, tripping over stones and treacherous roots, searching for the flower that might not even exist in the world any longer. Maybe my part is over. I do not wish to hurt the negotiations for Bori. Alright, that's good to hear. Thank you. It feels good to have a reason beyond revenge for this errand of ours. Do not do this, Cole Frangige. Set me free. I will trouble none of your kind. If you believe that. You are passing that gate, Mazog, willingly or unwillingly. I wonder about his reluctance to join his friends. I do not. I think Mazog may find that he has few friends beyond these gates, and I think that he knows it. It's time to go! Alright, let's go. Let's go and exchange a prisoner. What is this? Who dares approach this fortress? Only those with the courage to do so and an offer to make. An offer? What are the terms of this offer? They're not for your ears, gatekeeper. Siglet, it's fine. All dealings come through me. We come bearing the orc Mazog, trespasser upon the kingdom of the dwarves. We seek to trade his life for the lives of the dwarfs imprisoned within Dol Guldur. I cannot speak to this. Wait here. You will answer to these trolls if you do anything suspicious. Right. Oh well, what do you say? Well, here we are. Now we will see if this errand is not just as foolhardy as it seems. I will have Colric at the ready, just in case we find our first belief justified. And the gatekeeper returns. Well, that was quick. This way, you lot, so that we can spring the trap. Sorry, that's what I think. I should have known this rabble was yours, Pine Punch. Your offer does not interest me. What use have I, Gurtho, to have to a useless orc such as Mazog, Lord of Caves? He's Lord of nothing. The dwarves crawl all over his caves like worms on moldy bread. Bog would be ashamed of his son, and Azog will slay him for dishonoring his family line. But I would humor me will hold Mazog in the dungeons of the fortress until the world's ending, so that he may have time to think about how he failed his master. I will accept your offer. These 3 dwarves will go free, and I will accept custody of the orc called Mazog. Well, no Bori. None of those are Bori? I thought not. They have been cruelly mistreated and seen close to death. Where's Bori? These terms are not acceptable. Where's the dwarf Bori? The dwarf called Bori is not part of this deal. I have offered you the lives of these 3. I am receiving 1 prisoner, and you are receiving 3. You think this to be unfair? Consult with your associate. I don't like this. We must make Gurthel turn over Bori over to us, in addition to these 3 dwarves, or we have failed. What can we do? Of course he knocks me out. I can't move. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps the deal was rather uneven. You must show mercy. Right. These 2 for Mazog then? Very well, if you're certain. Come here, orc. Ah, yes, my powers are vast, but I must confess something to you. I do not possess the authority to treat with you. What? I am not the master of this fortress. I am merely a guest. No, these are the masters, and I didn't consult them before making this deal. Therefore, it must be rescinded. Archers! Wonderful. Can your sorcery match a dwarf's might? Ouch. Oh. Okay, let's get out of here. Run away, run away, run away, run away. After running all the way back to Osgaloth, Lord Celeborn believed some of the Nazgul had come to Dol Guldur, but did not know for certain which of the 9 has done so. Now we do, though it's a little comfort to us. The Lieutenant of Dol Guldur commands the others. He is second only to the Witch King, he who hailed from Angmar in the north. The lieutenant of the tower rules the fortress, and he who struck down Arcador. The gloom of Nirn was a wild man of the land. It is peopled now only by slaves of Mordor. He wields a war hammer in battle. I know nothing about the Black Blade save that he hailed from Lebanon. He is fully a thrall now, and as of all Nazgul, though he was not always so. The Golden Host cannot think to stand against these three. It is hopeless. Alright, well, apparently she just wants to kick a stone. It's over, Pine Punch. So many have died, and still buried languishes within the dungeons of Dol Guldur. How can we hope to fight such evil? No idea. How will we recover from that failure? We'll find that out in the next episode of Piney Plays the Brawler.